Hey guys, Wasp Freak here to talk to you about my recently acquired Serbian Zastava N-Pap DF AKM pattern rifle. Super excited to finally have an AK again after literally waiting years. So long story, I had a Wasser 10, you can see in my older videos, that I tricked out, stupidly sold it to get an SKS, made a series of bad trades resulting in me getting an M38 Mosin, then selling my M38 Mosin and my Burst of Thunder Plus to finally arrive at this bad boy. After selling the Mosin, literally minutes afterwards, I ordered this guy right here from Century Arms. It's currently out of stock at this time, so lucky me that I ordered it when I did. And I got this about 2 weeks later from my local gun shop. So just super excited. I got this model specifically because of just the pricing of the Wasser 10s at this time. They're around like $700+, which in my opinion isn't worth it because they're made from surplus parts and they're just not that well put together. And the Wassers have the issue with the mag wobble. This is made by Zastava. These are new production rifles. Everything is made new. Parts are extremely high quality machining, which I'll show you as I take a closer look. And it's just a very solidly built rifle. And you know, underfolders are cool. A few years back, underfolders were considerably more expensive than your standard stock versions, and now they seem to actually be cheaper. Now this is an underfolder versus the side folder like I had on my Wasser. But I mean, it's still pretty neat. It keeps the rifle extremely compact, you know, aka your standard 16-inch barrel. But I mean, it's just crazy. And the selector lever is reasonably easy to actuate. You know, show you guys a closer look on that. And then it deploys relatively quickly. And you can get a decent cheek or chin weld on your rifle. It's just extremely high quality. Couldn't be happier. Then what I'm wearing, this is my high speed stuff. I mean, mostly I showcase the older stuff like East German and Russian, but this is like my most high speed stuff. Now, I know people are going to give me crap because I'm using a Chinese chest rig and then Alice gear, but my philosophy is, why spend money on expensive stuff when you can get the older stuff that works just as well? And I just like older stuff because it's the OD and it goes perfectly with multicam. And I'm wearing my my fragmentation. Well, it's not a fragmentation. It's a CBC 3A vest, which can be substituted for my JPC jumpable plate carrier, which has a hydro on the back. But battle belt here. Just before we take a quick look at the N-Pap, I just want to show off my high speed kit. I haven't had a high speed kit for a few years, back when I had my lightweight helmet and stuff. But you know, if you're on a budget and you want a decent kit, you can do this stuff. So I got my CZ75 right here, my CZ75B, an old Alice M12 holster. My LC2 Alice belt with the clip versus the older style where it has the little metal hook. My pouch right here, this is my, for when I had my old single stacks, and replaced that with a Beretta M9 magazine. And what I actually could do for this is I could do like a Boba Fett style setup and just have the ammunition pouches right here. But on the chest rig, the Chinese chest rig, these outer grenade pockets actually each could hold 2 CZ75 magazines. So I could do 2 mags here and then like some mags here. And on the other side right here in this other grenade pocket, I can put my Mosin Nagant cleaning kit, which actually works for the N-Pap. And you know, I like the N-Pap because it comes with a cleaning rod. No bayonet lug, but honestly, what do you need to use a bayonet for? So, but you know, these chest rigs are nice. I've used several over the years, the Type 56, this is the Type 81. But, you know, enough about the kit that I'm wearing. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this beautiful, beautiful rifle that's definitely worth every single penny. Alright, now let's take a closer look at my beautiful N-Pap DF. Let's take a look starting at the muzzle. Now on the front there I have my Definitive Arms AK Fighter muzzle brake. This is supposed to reduce the felt recoil by like 50% and helps keep the muzzle rise down. You've got right here, you've got a machined front sight post. You can actually see the striations on there from the machining process. Now this is not cast like a lot of the cheaper AKs out there. That's not surplus. This is brand new, manufactured by Zastava in Serbia. So just absolute beautiful work, beautiful quality. And there's a cleaning rod. You can see that the gas block is machined as well. You can see the machining marks. There's the barrel. Now one thing about the Zastava, the Yugos, is that they've got the longer length handguard, so it makes finding accessories a little bit more difficult. So you have to specifically look for the stuff for the Yugo M70s or the N-Pap. But the way that I have it right now, I'm probably just going to keep it stock, maybe just stain the wood. Now, from what I heard before I bought this rifle, a lot of people were saying that the quality of the wood is bad. This wood seems to be pretty nice. It's much better than the wood that I had on my Wasser, which was just crap, unfinished blonde wood. This actually seems pretty nice. It actually seems to be the same kind of wood that I had on my M59 Yugo SKS. Seemed like to be a nice beech wood. There's an underfolding stock. Now the thing about the underfolder is that it makes having a foregrip problematic or impossible. So you'd either have to put your grip way back or have someone do a custom job to make the quad rails for this. But I'm just going to leave it the way that it is, as for my shooting grip, I grip the AK by the magazine. Number one is it's just a convenient place to hold it, and then number two, if this thing gets hot, if your hand's right here, you don't have to really worry about it. This is my Serbian steel bolt open magazine. I got electrical tape here just for an easier grip when I go to remove the magazines. Just very, very nice. There's your gas block here, and the rear sight ramp, which is just in the white. The numbers are easy to read. You've got your battle setting, which is from 0 actually up to 300 meters. So when you slide this, it actually doesn't change at all. This is just the standard battle setting as found on pretty much any AK. Now moving back to the bolt carrier, it's got this little rubber thing on here. You'll find this typically on AKs. I just leave it on there just because it makes it more comfortable. The bolt carrier on the Yugo rifles is in the white, so to speak. This doesn't have any bluing, parkerization, or anything. It's just the bare metal. Now, as long as you properly, take care of your weapon, you shouldn't have any issues with rust. I mean, I make sure to oil my stuff pretty good. So again, it just looks neat with that shiny bolt. I may have it Cerakoted or something like that, though. Then moving back to the selector lever. This is the Krebs style lever, kind of. It's got the cutout for the bolt to hold the bolt back, which I think is kind of stupid, as it's actually a little bit difficult to do, but whatever. Specifically for the underfolder, this has a few features that definitely make it practical. It's got this extra step on the top here. With the front, the regular selector lever, when the stock is folded, it's a little bit hard to actuate. So you can push it down a little bit of the way, but then this helps get it the rest of the way down. And let's see if I can get this on camera here. Yeah, you have to push from the bottom, and then this helps get it the rest of the way up. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Your standard AK mag release right here. As you can see, I got to do some work on these mags to get them to fit. Well, actually, a buddy of mine helped me. I had to file it down because I was having fitting issues. And it's got that awesome, nice large trigger guard right here. This is a stamp trigger. It's nice and large, so that you can wear gloves and comfortably use this thing without any modifications. Then versus your regular type of AK, this has a larger ergonomic grip. The standard AK grip is meant for the smaller European and Russian hands, so I have a pretty big hands. I wear size large gloves, and this is pretty comfortable. We're going to replace this with maybe one of those US Palm tactical grips, or I'm looking at one of the Hogue rubberized grips, which those are pretty nice. So let's just quickly flip the rifle over here. Now, versus a lot of other rifles, a lot of other AKs, the N-Paps and the Yugos, they have their sling attachment point on the gas block, whereas on your Wasser and stuff like that, the sling attachment point will be right here. Then it's just, your standard underfolder hardware on the rear. It's got the sling swivel right there. And then to deploy the underfolding stock, you push this button. You have to push it in all the way hard. And let me tell you, when I first got this rifle, that underfolder is going to be super stiff, super tight. So you're going to need to play with that to loosen it up for sure. But mine's loosened up pretty good right now. It's pretty easy to deploy at this point. Again, you can shoot the rifle with the stock folded, but that's mainly just for compactness if you actually need to put it into action. And from what I understand, the doctrine was these were not shot with the stocks folded under. Again, this was just for convenience, and then when the rifle needed to be used immediately, the stocks were deployed. So again, with the underfolder, it's still nice and light. One big disadvantage of the underfolder versus side folder is on these rifles, there is no side rail. You can see the dimples where it would be attached, but there is no side rail. So if you want to mount optics, your choices are you get a railed gas tube cover, or you get a railed dust cover. Where there's some of the cheap NC Star ones that you could just swap out the standard dust cover and it has a rail on top, but it wobbles. Or you can get the expensive dust covers for like $100, where the hinge is actually going to be the pin on the rear sight, which I think is kind of stupid, because if something goes wrong with your optic, then it'll be pretty hard to use your rifle. Then one final note, which is a feature specific to the Serbian Yugoslavian models. On the dust cover, instead of your standard AK dust cover where all you have to do is push in the return spring and then the cover pops off, you have to push in this button and then push in the return spring and you can remove the dust cover. So that's a feature, from what I understand, on the Yugoslavian military models. That's just added security so the dust cover wouldn't go flying off when shooting rifle grenades. Now, the N-Pap doesn't have the grenade launcher sights. I guess I could put a rifle grenade launcher on there if I wanted to and get one of the dummy grenades. But this feature just adds some extra stability. Maybe with the NC Star dust covers, I could modify it to be like this one. Again, that might be a problem when ordering stuff for the Yugo-Serbian models, but it's just a peculiarity. And then actually, to put the dust cover back on, you have to make sure you do not depress the button when putting it back on. What you have to do is you put your bolt back in as normal. You put your return spring with the notch. There's going to be a little pin in there. You're going to put it forward of that little notch, so the rear of the return spring That little notch is going to be right here. After that, you put the dust cover on, you push the button, and then it pops out the back with a very audible pop. So just something unique to this style of rifle, the Yugoslavian Serbian models. Just as a final note, hope you guys like this video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.